Namaskar.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
I'm here with Vasanti. Namaskar. So tell us your journey to an undermarga. What happened? Why did you join?
Yeah, my journey was long and short at the same time. I got initiated in 2023, but before there was really a long way how I kind of came up with this idea to be initiated. And first of all, I had a pretty nice life. I was pretty talented and everything what I tried all the time I succeeded, and I was a champion in karate. I played the accordion, the piano, I played ping pong professional, lots of stuff like education also good. But every time I felt like no one kind of could understand the core in myself, like something essential, and that kind of made me really really upset every time when you want to share something like really really important for you, but no one gets that, like no one understands you, and that's why you have to kind of talk only about something. I can't say shallow, but something what not so that important for you. So, and first when I did karate, I had my coach, and he was like a savior for me. And we talked a lot about some like really spiritual things. And exactly, he was like kind of a trigger for me. He made me explain some books which he gave me and so on. And that was my kind of like a boost. But then I changed the city, I moved, and then it was just really kind of emptiness. And every day this emptiness got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day I just understood that I am alone, just like kind of in the whole world I am alone. And just no one kind of could feel what I could felt. And every time everybody said like, oh, you're from Mars, you're so kind of unusual, so different. And for some people, it kind of, sounds cool that you're different, that you're unusual. But for you, when all the time you feel lonely, and also people say you're from Mars, then you start believing this, like maybe kind of you don't fit in. And that's why I kind of started becoming pretty depressed. Like, and one day I remember it was maybe I was in the second year at the university, and I understood, no, this life just kind of is not for me. I felt like kind of I don't fit in. Like, why should I live? And all the time I was looking for some answer, like what's the purpose of life? Like what's the thing? But I couldn't find it, and I was looking for here and there. Well, I was trying to find it in profession, in services, care, like trying to make people cheerful, just happy, but just nothing, gave me this feeling of being content and satisfied. And I decided just to kind of finish with this life. I thought, okay, like I'm done. And I remember my first try was not successful just by some accident. But second try a little bit later was kind of almost successful, but there was some kind of miracle. Because exactly on the day when I thought like, okay, like see you in
Your
another life.
suicide.
Yeah. I wanted like to commit a suicide because I thought like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? And I prepared everything in advance, like money and so on, like for funerals, like just everything. And also I drank a lot that time, like really a lot, like every day. It was really just bad time. And on that day, when it was like my last day, I was sitting just, like with my hand, like with my arms hanging down, and just my like kind of face completely faded out, and I was just totally dead, being alive still. And exactly at this moment when just this thing like had to happen, my phone all of a sudden just turned on, and it was somewhere like aside, and at first I thought weird, and some video on YouTube turned on, and I heard Dada Sadananda, it's Charya from Russia. He was like speaking some lecture, and that was pretty weird. That because my phone was just like aside, I didn't use it like I think for an hour. So, and he said and I just heard it. He said, the biggest mistake people make is the thought that you are like alone in this world, that you are different, you are apart, and it's the biggest misconception which leads you to such thoughts like suicide, depression, and so on. And when he told me that, it just kind of, my mind just cracked. I was like, wow. And I realized that all my life before, it was like around 22 years, 23, it just were something pointless. In fact, I didn't live. And I thought like how is it possible? Just you lived so many years and in fact you didn't live. And that made me even more upset, but at the same time, it was, a hope appeared, and I started thinking like, okay, God, okay, I will try. And then I was looking for the answer, like what to do. And then I had a kind of travel for a year. I just traveled in my country, then another country, and like little by little, it led me. I work as a teacher of English, and one of my students recommended me one music band. It's called Sati Etnica, and I listened to this music, and I just was amazed. I thought like, wow, they sing mantras. And I had a kind of intuition voice which told me that I have to go to the festival somewhere in the field, like in the middle of nowhere in my country. And I thought like alone. And like this voice told me, you should go alone. And back then I had braces and I spent just really loads of money, just loads of money on these braces, also travel and so on, and literally I didn't have like anything. And I thought like, how can I go to this festival? I don't have any money, like, but this like voice told me like you should go, like everything will be okay. I thought, okay. And I followed this kind of hunch, and I was like, I don't have money like for like flight and so just nothing. And first, it was really weird because I got a message from somebody who said like, sorry, like I can't go to this festival. Can you buy my tickets? Like little price. And I bought it, I think 3 times less. I thought, perfect. Then the second thing was tickets for the plane, and it was so expensive in summer. It was, I think, 4 times more expensive in my country in summer, and I thought, well, that's the biggest problem. And I thought, okay, I just wait. And I think in 4 days later, just there was again this voice in my mind, and it said like, go to Yandex Travel. It's a service where you can buy tickets, but no one uses this service, like it's not popular. So I thought like I never used it, but okay. And when I opened the service, these tickets were just almost for free. And I went to this festival and so on, and then so this festival kind of led me to this guru, because the singer of this band, which I was talking before, she has the tradition of Kriya Yoga, and she was talking about her guru so sincerely, so genuinely, and it kind of, like opened something in my heart. And I didn't know what guru is, like what's that, who's that, like no idea. But I just felt I needed, like I don't know how. And I thought, okay, I need to find it somehow. But the strangest thing that she has her guru, and in fact, I could just follow her tradition, and that's it. But for some reason, I even didn't have a thought about this. And a few days later, I got a message, and also I had this voice. It said like I have to have this initiation, and it should be something great, something huge. And then I got a message like on my mail about the biggest and the hugest retreat in Kyrgyzstan. And it was something like the hugest retreat, so like you should go. And I felt like, oh, that's exactly that thing. And I came, there were like 500,000 people came. I was alone. I knew no one, just really anybody. lots of people, strange people, like some people do yoga, some people talked with grass. I saw it, I swear, it was super strange. I was talking with the grass. And then I was about to get my initiation, and I remember I was so kind of excited, so thrilled. And when I entered, my acharya was explaining everything, and there was the picture of my guru. And I remember I never saw that before. And when I was looking at this picture, I just kind of staring at this picture, and I had a feeling that such a familiar face, like such a familiar face, and I even don't remember what my acharya, like my teacher of meditation, was talking about. I just was looking at this picture like something familiar. In all practices which we had, which I never tried before, I had a feeling that it's so familiar. And I remember I came up with an idea that like like I was out of my life somewhere, like you just went to a shop or something like this for 25 years, like even like a bit more, and then you came back home. So I had such a feeling. And when I got initiated, I was the happiest really person in the world for no reason. I just was so happy. I thought like I had a feeling that I've been waiting for this like for all my life, just like this. And I understood that it doesn't matter what exactly like circumstances you have, what people say, what is okay, what is not in your culture. You just follow your intuition, and it will lead you really to the best life you have. And that's why that's my story.
So, and now you're going to be leaving here at Anandanagar and going to do LFT training?
Yeah, it's a funny story how I happened to be in Anandanagar. Just I never wanted to go to India, like never ever. Like I don't mind about like India and so on, but just it was not in my list. But in November, one of our acharyas, I work for his YouTube channel, and he told me I had some trouble, and I shared this trouble. He helped me so much, and at the end, he told me, I think you should go with me to India in February. And I said, okay. And I just felt like my guru was talking like through him. And I thought, okay, accepted. And I didn't know when, like how, what will be there, for how long. And I thought like 2 weeks in India, not a problem. And then it turned out that it's a month in India. And I was like, oh! And I was shocked. And then also we had the list of things we should have. And first line was medicine from constipation, diarrhea, and so on. I thought like, okay. But I went because I felt like my intuition told me I have to go. Yeah, and 1 month before, it was exactly my guru. He told me that I have to become an LFT because I have my acharya. It's we call him Didi if it's female. So and
Her name?
Didi Lilamai. Like it's my just really.
She's in Russia.
Yeah, she's in Russia. She's in Russia, and one of the sweetest acharyas. And I don't know why, but I had a very weird feelings towards her, because every time when we met, after I just couldn't stop crying for no reason. Just like kept crying, and I couldn't understand why. Exactly when I kind of met with her. And then I remember that I had a very similar feeling towards like my guru, kind of this feeling that when you miss somebody like so much. And I understood that just my guru kind of through her all the time kind of just comes to me. And then I remember we spent New Year together with my Didi. And after this, I was in a train. And I was crying, just sobbing, weeping, really, for no reason. And also I had a feeling that it's even kind of not my reality. I don't live like that this is not real. I had such a feeling, and I remember I asked like my guru, I said like, why am I here? Like, just take me back. I remember this feeling, like it was very, very strong. And then I realized that exactly with my Didi, every time I have this feeling very strong, and if she makes me feel like this, I thought probably I just need to spend more time with her, and it will help me to be closer to my guru, and then just, get liberated. And that's why kind of this idea came up, like you should become an LFT. And I like, okay. And next morning I woke up like, what? Really, my mind was just really shocked. LFT? Like, no, you have job. Like no, like LFT, no, like no. But I just said to my mind, I said, no, mind, like I remember this feeling. We go. And then I just texted to my Didi. I said like, Didi, I want to be a LFT. She said sure. I said like, yeah. And in March, in fact, just after India, I have 4 days just to pack, and then I go to Ananda Shivani, and there we will have training, like LFT training for a month, and then just as my Didi will tell me what to do.
Well, thank you very much. That was very inspiring.
Yeah,
Namaskar.
thank you. Namaskar.